I know you've been wondering the same question everyone else has. So, what is drug diversion? How does it happen? How does it affect patients and providers, and what can we do about this?
Drug diversion is a medical and legal concept involving the transfer of any legally prescribed controlled substances from the individual it was prescribed to another person for illicit use. Some examples of commonly prescribed drugs that are into the pool of illegal abuse include opioids such as fentanyl, hydrocodone, and oxycodone, CNS depressants such as Valium and Xanax, and stimulants including Ritalin and Adderall. Here's a scene that will give an example for what drug diversion is and how it happens. I prescribed this painkiller for the back surgery I had last week, but I'd much rather make a quick buck and sell them.
I'm not legally supposed to have those, but I enjoy being under the influence of them, so I'm gonna buy them anyways.
The deplorability of drug diversion. But what you're seeing here is the product of a series of fatal mistakes involved with the healthcare system. Let's rewind a little bit and observe from the front lines on how this transaction came to be.
Hi, what brings you in today?
I'm in pain and I feel like I need pain meds. I feel like I'm going to be in pain for about 30 days. I heard that 10 milligrams of oxycodone does the trick.
Oh, you are absolutely correct. I could suggest a series of alternative pain management techniques that don't require medicinal intervention, but I do have to see another patient in 15 minutes. So here's a 30-day supply of oxycodone.
There you have it. You saw it with your own eyes. Drug diversion often originates from the doctor's offices that seek to cure our problems, not create them. Here are a few examples on how drug diversion can affect both the medical providers as well as the patients.
When I purchase drugs from patients who illegally sell their prescriptions, I run the risk of becoming addicted, accidentally killing myself or others, acquiring infections from injectables, transmitting diseases such as hepatitis and AIDS, and getting myself arrested.
Over 40% of physicians, such as myself, fail to ask the patients about prescription drug abuse while taking histories. When I overprescribe high-risk drugs to patients who abuse them or sell them for a profit, I run the risk of losing my license, credentials, and employment.
As a cop, I know it's a Class A felony to have possession of 8+ ounces of narcotics, and it's a sentence of 8 to 20 years of imprisonment or a $100,000 fine. You choose. Drug diversion also costs taxpayers $72.5 billion a year. I am upset with all the trouble that's been going on with the abuse of prescription medications, including going to house calls for overdoses. Think about the families.
Pretty horrible stuff you got going on there. So, what can we do about this, you might ask? Well, the answer's quite simple. 3 steps. Prevention, detection, and respond. We need to be educating providers on the signs of drug diversion, while at the same time implementing workplace controls that will minimize this epidemic.
Prevention and detection. Did you know that only 19% of physicians received any medical school training in identifying prescription drug diversion?
No.
Oh, well, clearly we need to begin teaching future physicians about drug diversion before they enter the workplace. This includes making sure they are familiar with red flags of potential drug diversion. Red flags that physicians like you need to be aware of include patients with unusually high knowledge of prescription medications, strange symptoms or stories surrounding their pain, and patients who specifically ask for certain controlled medications.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that healthcare offices that have poor or non-existent workplace controls when it comes to prescription drugs are twice as likely to experience drug misuse?
I did not.
Physicians can help prevent drug diversion by thoroughly documenting when controlled substances are prescribed, protecting access to prescription pads, prescribing the most minimal amount of pills possible, and asking patients to bring in their unused narcotics if they were infective.
Great, I will implement these changes right away.
Response.
Hi there, what brings you in today?
Well, you know, I was walking my goldfish the other day and I tripped on a pillow onto another pillow. I'm in a lot of pain now, and I feel like I need a 30-day prescription of oxycodone. You know, the synthetic opiate derived from the Persian poppy.
Thankfully, the drug diversion training I received in med school has helped me identify some of the red flags here. Strange stories, unusually insightful knowledge of the medication, and a specific request for oxycodone. I should first get a proper history and evaluation to see if it is necessary to prescribe here. Well, first I will need to get a proper history and evaluation to see if it is necessary to prescribe.
Ah, shucks.